Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War, I'm gonna say Guild Wars. Gems of War Campaign 12, Week 9, Day 6. Also the 6th day of the 4th Journey event. So today, we got a pretty cool adventure board. One of the better ones we've had for quite some time. We have ourselves a Imperial with 6 reds and a nice stack of 100 gems. With an extra 10, meaning 110 gems and Imperial and 6 deeds. So, pretty good loot. Very rare that we get a double legend. No mythic there, unfortunately. But, yeah, we have that. Aside from that, we didn't end up getting a special pet. However, we do have a brand new Lunar New Year pet. It's Year of the Rabbit. That we'll be getting in this Wednesday. 3 days, 5 hours. So, when that rolls around. Aside from that, if you haven't finished our Journey event, of course, this is still a Journey event. Don't forget, if you're trying to get 20,000, to make sure to do so, as I'm pretty sure the entirety of leaderboard is. Yep, everyone getting like just the minimum for 20,000. And that allows you to go get the achievement. Looks like 2 people went for it in my guild, and you haven't already. It is definitely worth considering if you want to have all the achievements in the game. It's definitely not one you want to prioritize too early on, as it does require a couple thousand gems to reach it. However, well, there's 110 right there on the adventure board right now. Anyways, so I guess, you know what, might as well start with adventure board. We'll start there and go from there. So honestly, all 3 of them for once are actually worth doing. Very rare. Normally adventure board has many tasks that are, you know, not worth it at all. Where like you could do it if you want, but you know, the actual loot that you get from it, not the greatest. Though there are, you know, obviously a lot of them that are also worth it. And in this case, it's actually one time where all of them are extremely worth it, giving a variety of gems and the good old deeds. Anyways, hello everyone. Hope you guys been having a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Hello, let me start from the top. Hello Roman, hello Barbara, hello Lester, hello Gimli, hello Isabel, hello Bill, hello hello, who knows to? Hello Mr. Jesse, hello Tyrion, hello Logic Slayer, hello everyone else. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, oh, also by the way, I ended up mentioning at the end of last stream, though I won't actually be able to. Tomorrow we will not be doing Dave the Diver. We did a very long stream for it today, but I do hope to finish it on Tuesday. However, I will not be able to actually play it tomorrow. So as far as midday stream, we'll be back on Tuesday then. As much as I want to go complete it out. Oh, hello Dwight, welcome, welcome. Hey, it was pretty fun. It was pretty much like a cooking simulator, kind of like deep sea diving thing. A lot of things for completionists, that's for sure. Especially by the time it probably gets fully released, as it is still in early access. You only get one hello. I almost said hello to you twice, Lester. Hey, you got our luck. The Niners won. Nice. Yeah, it's almost Super Bowl time. It's getting there. I wonder how well the commercials will be this year. Honestly, I feel like the commercials have been going downhill. I'm not sure because it's the cost of like the ads themselves getting like more and more expensive to host at the Super Bowl that they have less of a budget to spend on the ads. Oh no, a lot of ads have been kind of missing the mark lately at Super Bowl. I remember there being some really good ones, and lately it's just been like, you know, just kind of average. Like they almost look like just like standard ads compared to like really high budget ones that they sometimes do in the past. Saying the hello like Lionel Richie, I have no clue how. No clue who that person is or how to pronounce it in their accents. Oh, there we go, good old Imperial, and we'll get a handful of gems. Actually, we'll be needing it soon with some events coming up. Actually, next week we are already back in another seasonal event. Of course, we had one for Halloween for the first time ever with the new format that they added a patch or 2 ago. Actually, at this point, 2 patches ago. The 1 major patch ago, but 2 patches ago. But we ended up having that for October was the first time. Obviously, the winter one was the second time, and we're getting it for the 3rd time next week. As you've probably seen in game, it's already mentions it there. But we're getting the one for Lunar New Year, the Year of the Rabbit, I believe it is. And that is coming next week. I'm not sure what the armor looks like. I'm not sure how to even preview it, because every single time I check on Terran's World, I can't seem to find where the new armor is. And there's not like a tab for only the armors, and when I go into the armor tab itself, I can never find it. Is this one of the new things that come in that we actually don't necessarily know, unless it's somewheres where I am not looking. It doesn't seem like you can find it anywhere preemptively. Oh, it's day to day we get a perfect dungeon. Oh, we're opening a dragon egg today. What's really funny is this is brown dungeon day. Wouldn't that be funny if one way that they balance the eggs in the future is on brown dungeon day you get the brown egg, or you get the brown dragon. On red dungeon day you get the red dragon, so on and so forth. Maybe today's the day we get the brown dragon. Is brown day. That's not how it currently works. But what if it happened? Anyways, let me switch to Zolgoth. Maybe it'll give us extra luck, because today's the day we are going for that other egg. Will we finally get the brown dragon? Probably not, though I did say the other stream. When we finally get it, we will hand out 3 redeem codes. Well, 2 additional ones, 3 total. Oh gosh, you already killed us. Oh, we got stun death mark. That's gonna be slightly annoying. It's completely RNG if it's annoying or not, but it's gonna be annoying. You know it's gonna be. If it's already first turn that it could possibly killing us in the first possible instance, you know it's gonna do it 1,000 more times. We'll see how it goes. Okay, we'll get our mana there. Will anything die? Yes! Oh gosh. Don't make me have to go billion me on these. I don't want to have to bring them out. I'm about to find out. Yeah, that's always the worst. Like getting death marked, or even lycanthroped, or similar mechanics like, well, those are only 2. But death mark and lycanthroped, and then the first turn where it could possibly phase you, it actually does. Because this turn, it's impossible for us to die. This very first turn. Because there's like a 1-turn buffer on it. However, this very next turn, all 3 of these could die. Simultaneously. Which is not impossible, though very unlikely to occur, but could occur. And the fact that it can happen is unfortunate. Alright, let's just we'll kill the big dragon out first, I guess. Get a nice convert here. Worst comes to worst, at least Zolgoth has ultra immunity. We'll kill you. Actually, somehow that brown stayed intact, really? But everything else around it, it just manages to stay there. Magically. Alright, we don't have a good convert here. We're just gonna have to go for a little bit of red. And then we can just Zolgoth the other one, and then we just win by the poke. Though not quite all the way. We'll go try for the Devour. Actually, he's immune. I'm just gonna flame it for him. He's already in damage range. Oh, hello, Trilogy! Welcome, welcome. Can you open Diamantia from an egg on Diamond Day? I meant that for the other 6 days. I'm not sure what it would be on Diamond Day. Maybe just random like it is now. But that could be a solution they could do for it. Like each colored day is the dragon that corresponds. Like the drop that you'll get from the egg will be that dragon. But then on Diamond Day, it could be any of them. Or maybe you can only craft Diamantia on Sundays. Where like the other egg isn't available, but you can craft Diamantia on a Sunday. But only a Sunday. Because that would make Diamantia, when you want it, slightly less convenient to get. But it would make it vastly more convenient to get literally every other dragon. So it'd balance out. Alright, let's see how badly we go. Okay, moment of truth. Will we finally get this new egg? Probably not. We do have enough, right? I think we do. I think I checked yesterday. We had like barely enough to reach right now. It's like 510. Alright, where's the egg? That's not where the egg is. Where's the egg? Alright, brown dragon, go. No! How many purple is that now? 6? Or is that our 3rd? That is our 3rd. So we currently have 3, 2, 5, 5, 5. Will these 2 also reach 5 before I get a single brown? So how many is that? That's 15. We're at 20 dragons in. I think the at odds was like 13.5. If you broke it down to like statistical average. And we're like almost double over that already. I know, the fact that they don't cap at 4 is really strange. Because if it capped at 4, I would actually be at 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. If it did the same thing. Well, of course, that would be a higher chance I would get the brown one. But yeah, they really should cap it at 4. Because at that point, we would have a 100% chance that the next dragon would be brown. We'd have 4 yellow, 4 blue, 4 red, 4 green, and 4 purple because we have 3 additional on the other ones. Meaning that one would have 1 more, that one would have 2 more. Which means we would have a 100% chance to get a brown dragon if they had a 4 limit on all. Which would be perfectly fair. Of course, we could have already had the brown dragon by then if it had that kind of odds. But it would actually be a literal 100% chance if they already had it at a max of 4 per dragon. Anyways, let's go do some arena. So it is still arena weekend. That hasn't changed. Is it worth doing? That still hasn't changed either. As in, no, it is not. But hey, we're still going to mess with it. Okay, it deals... all these are bad. I'll go you just in case. Though your boost ratio doesn't do too much in arena. Yeah, I was going to say, just in case we got like an auto win here. Most of this isn't worth it. Yeah, it's not worth it. And we're going to reroll. Reroll time! Okay, reroll. What do we get? Anything good? Where are all the auto wins? We were getting so many good ones yesterday. If enemy dies, entangle all enemies. It's not horrible. Create 3 wild cards. If an ally is enchanted, gain an extra turn, then enchant a random ally. It's way too inconsistent. Do a bunch of red and yellow, deal some damage to first enemy, and burn them. That'd be good if you could actually get rolling. Problem is getting rolling with that troop. I mean, I'm still going to click on it, though. Oh, we won. Oh, wow. Well, that was quick. Well, we got the one and only thing we need to win. I want to not block him. You might just be put in first slot just to exist. And, yep, that's our team. Or the team is Lapina Explorer. That's the full list. Lapina Explorer, period. That is our team. There's nothing else. Just Lapina Explorer. There is nothing else on our team. It is just one unit, but that one unit is enough. That's like 3 teams in one single unit right there. Alright, so we move this over. We click the auto kill the entire enemy team button. We then do that again, and then we win. One of the more balanced troops in arena. Perfectly balanced. With absolutely nothing being overpowered here. Oh yeah, we need to go do the last Legends Reborn, that's true. It's available today. We have today or tomorrow to go do it. Yeah, we should go do that. I forgot, that does refresh today. Yeah, we'll go do that after we do some arena. As we do, need to still clear that out. Oh wow, he already got all his mana back. Also, that's why we put a backline tank there, just to make sure he wouldn't die. And this thing's actually decently bulky. More so, not necessarily because of anything about him, but just the fact he's an epic. And epics are, you know, just slightly bulkier. Because he has pretty average stats. Actually, one funny thing about him, as you can kind of see based on his initial 0 armor, is he's pure HP. Which, of course, makes him a little bit tankier to true damage. Yeah, we'll finish the Legends Reborn in a little bit. It's a pretty useless pet, though. It's just Tyree. But obviously we're going to complete it out for the sake of having it done. Actually, no, it's not even Tyree. It's an even weaker one. Wasn't that the one for the Spider Queen? Spider Queen has not been meta. Actually, she's never been meta. But she hasn't been usable for, gosh, like 7 years now. And 5 to all stats does not change that. Could take the purple there. I don't think it really matters much, though. All I have to do is click one button. Oh no! I clicked the wrong button! I forgot to click on a higher amount of greens. Because he is green boost ratioed. Also, hello, Luan. Also, it is insane how much this thing just carries everything. Like, our draft went from, we should probably click the repick button, to we just won within, like, 5 minutes. Not even. Like, the most autoist win you can have. Ooh, we are losing a little bit too much value there, though. Yeah, he's still gonna win, because he's so broken. Even with double def. Oh, that's a little sketchy, though. Because he actually can one-shot skull us here. Oh, it's not gonna matter. And there we go. Oh gosh, why is this even a thing? Why? Whose idea was it to add this to the game? 10,000 gold, an event key for 25 gems. And of course it's cheaper because of the thing. But that makes no sense whatsoever. Like, there's literally no reason why that should be like that. Like, even if that's at 15 gems, that is concerning if that's worth it. So hello, Supernova. Hello, Barbara. Welcome, welcome. Oh, yeah, the extra magic, not having that anymore is going to be interesting. Because I'm actually starting to get used to it a little bit this week. It's actually the highest amount of magic we've ever had. Ooh, these are not good options. But who knows? Maybe it'll be like the draft we just had. Where it doesn't look good and then we just get the auto win option out of nowhere. What's your Devour based on again? If they're blue. What a weird counter. If they're blue. This team is starting to look very average. But despite that, it actually seems winnable. Yeah, this is a super average team that I think could actually win. Way weaker than the one we just had, that's for sure. With all one of the units. What is that? No. Let's see. Random window alerts. Oh, we don't use yellow, do we? We use a lot of green, though. Like a lot of green. Does he have any blue on his team? Of course. The time we have an ultra hard counter. Honestly, anytime we have a hard counter pick in Arena, the team never has that color. Like, it's not like some of the time. It is almost every single possible time. I actually do want to do that on first thought, just so we can make sure we guarantee kill it after. So 10 skull damage, honestly not that bad for Arena. Oh, I should have taken the skull first there. Well, there we go. Perfect. I don't even need it. It's not enough to kill, but it can kill range. That's almost like killing it. It's like almost killed. Well, they very overcharged for gold. Gold was balanced around... Like, the gold available in shop... You know what the main thing is actually balanced around, which is really funny? There was a infinite gold exploit that was available for a short duration. Way back when. Because it was possible from tasks. Because before, way back in the day... There were a very few number of tasks. And one of those tasks was, it basically just gave you pure gems. So you could just keep looping that, like a super cheap task, plus the one that just gave you pure gems. And if every single person in your guild at the time was going into gems, there was for a very, very short duration, where if you got gems from the guild and then kept buying gems from the shop, you would actually gain a positive amount of gems, basically infinite gems. This was patched very quickly for obvious reasons. However, that is actually what the gold was balanced around. Like, the current gold value we have that they end up adjusting to and, like, Panic Rush, like, fixed it. The gold values from the shop have not been changed since then. That happened, like, 6 or 7 years ago. And it still, to this day, has not been changed. It's kind of insane. Like, they literally, like, super, like, fixed it due to, what was occurring. And they still have not changed the value to this day. Like almost 7 years later. So it's generally not a good idea to compare it to like gold values or anything. Because it has not been updated in a very, very, very long time. Let's go throw that down. Oh, we just lost. Oh, that's that one good scatter one. Honestly, I almost feel like retreating with this team. Like, this draft was never a good draft. It was just, like, barely passable. So if we find someone who even has, like, a slightly above average draft, we're kind of just dead. Which is the only bad thing about strong options existing in Arena, is if you don't draft those strong options, you just kind of lose. Also, once again, I need there to be blue on the opposing team. Guess how many blue there are? All 0 of them. It's kind of funny. I had to take yellow there, even though I don't use yellow. Just because the Dragon Gem actually gets enough value for once that it was better to do it that way. Now we're going to kill Otis first. You can't possibly win. Like, yeah, there's no way he wins. He has pretty much no win condition. Other than pure luck. Over and over again. There we go. Right, 2 more fights. Also, hello, W124. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. You need to make the Pokemon cooking simulator? No. Stop trying to cook the Pokemon. Though the stream we just did definitely made me hungry for sushi. Actually, I mentioned on the previous stream, and I think I mentioned on some Gems of War stream too. I have actually not had sushi since before the pandemic. And to this day, I still have not had sushi but since before the pandemic. Like, it's one of many things that I kind of stopped when that happened, and then never got back in the habit of doing ever. So there's been like 3 to 4 years now. Well, yeah, almost 4. It's getting up there. It's definitely been a solid 3 years since I've had sushi. Almost 4. Like 3.5. Oh, that died quick. I might actually lose this one. That'd be really bad if we do. The only 1 damage source went down. It might be fine. 4 times silence doesn't help, though. Oh, whoa! We just doubles Cascade gave him a skull. Oh, no. Okay, he's about to summon a spider in the first slot. Do we care? He might actually... Oh, wait. Yeah, we care if he summons a web spinner. Wait. I forgot it's random spider. There's that under that drop table, isn't there? So, this is actually an interesting concept. There are a few instances of this in Gems of War. But, you notice it says a spider. You may notice a distinct lack of any term that says spider here. But, there are several subcategories in Gems of War that are completely invisible. Like, there's no way to actually check what on earth they are. And one of those sub-drop tables is spider. Like, you can assume some things that are probably spider, but we don't know what exactly are considered spiders in this game. Like, a new Zolkari troop, they could just completely forget to add it to the spider drop table, because it's not like it says on the card, like, that it's a spider. But there are several subcategories. There's Null, there's Lapina, there's Spider, there's probably another one I'm forgetting. But these are all subcategories that are used for at least some kind of mechanic or some kind of something within the game, but are never actually mentioned like anywheres on the card. Like Web Spinner nowhere's on its card says it's a spider, and nor do any of the other spiders say it. Like some of them have spider in the name, but a lot of them don't. And of course a lot of them look like spiders. Let's see. I'll take that one down. And just because they are doesn't mean they're necessarily in the drop table though. Oh, we might lose this one. Mostly because that's an egg. This egg might actually solo our whole team. Because so far it has. First it summons Web Spinner, then it summons a Giant Spider, which is particularly tanky. At least in Arena. Next it's going to summon Arachnine Weaver. Could you imagine? That honestly, if it summons Weaver, even if we're close to winning, we just click the retreat button. That's just like the we have been completely destroyed moment. Like if this is Weaver, even if this surges, gives us a 5 somehow off of like purple, we still just click the retreat button. Alright, good. It is not Arachnine Weaver. We are saved. It is only slightly strong. Oh, I forgot. That would cascade the other one. Okay, we lost. I don't know. Is there any way a goblin can make up the difference? Probably not. Because we have to outpace a 8 mana cost troop that keeps summoning every single several seconds. I could poke him. It's not going to get us too far, though. I can poke him, though. He has been poked. We died of that. Unfortunate. Oh, do I need that little mole guy? I don't remember if I needed him or not. Let me check. I believe we don't. Oh, no, we do. Okay, let's go grab it. Good thing we checked. Oh, so after we do this, let's go do the Legends Reborn so I don't forget. I think that's the only other daily thingy we haven't done. Well, then the crowns. Oh yeah, that's a weird one. Yeah, there's a summon in the game that is based on hags, which is one of the weirder subcategories in the game. There's literally a subcategory that are of hag troops, which I think are like 3 troops? I don't remember. Yeah, there's literally a summon in the game that's like summon a random hag. Not the troop called hag, but a random hag. Which includes a drop table further than just a troop called hag. Top 10 troops that can solo arena by rarity. The only problem with anything arena-based is almost no one plays arena. Like, the last time we covered a comprehensive arena guide, I don't even think it got over 1,000 views. Actually, I can literally check right now. Because the last time we covered something, like, almost no one watched it. So I was like, oh, I guess no one plays arena these days. Which is probably true based on polls we've seen in the past. But if we check, like, our channel, and we go to, like, here, and we go to, like, hey, there's our stream. If we go to, like, search, and we click on, like, arena, and check, like, the most recent video. That's not how you spell arena. Let me align my hand. There we go. That's still cap locked. Let's see. Where is that one recent one we just covered, like, last year? Where are all the more recent ones? Is it that buried? Is there a way to sort by a search and by a different term? Can you not? Interesting. Wait, can you really not double search? Oh gosh, I got buried already? It literally has so few views that it doesn't even come up in priority when trying to find my own video. That's funny. But yeah, it got like, I want to say 600 views or something. Like, no one wanted to watch it because no one cares about arena. All you really need to know for arena drafting is if the boost ratio sounds broken, it is. That's really all you need to know. Like, just keep repicking until one of the boost ratios sounds like it is so unbalanced that it shouldn't exist in arena, and then just run the entire arena down with that troop. That's like the easiest way to auto-win arena. Oh, did he actually find a video? Okay, so it was slightly under 1,000. That's the only problem with doing it from a blank account, too, when you're looking on YouTube, because it doesn't have any of the priority thingies. Also, I could actually probably look it up quicker from the guides playlist. I almost forgot about that. Because that would have been one of them that made it into the guides playlist. Anyways, let's see. Where did I put the other one? Okay, so we did that, we did that, we did that. I guess we go do Legends Reborn real quick. Just run it down with like Zolgoth or something. And this, of course, is the final day that we have to go do Legends Reborn. And then we're done with it. After winning Arena, you must shout, "Are you not entertained?" That's funny. I forget what that's a reference to, but I have heard it before. Oh, why did I do that? Wait, it actually worked. There's no point in doing that, but it surprisingly was not a bad move. I'm not dead yet. I'm about to use an Enrage option. Where's my Slayer class? I'll have to switch this to Slayer real quick, because there actually will be enough damage range with Slayer. I just have to remember to change it later, which I will very much forget by tomorrow night. But for now, it'll make things quicker. Yeah, Treasure Hunt's missing a lot of things. It's missing EXP, it's missing trophies, and it's missing a reason to play it. So it's missing about everything. The only good thing still about Arena, which is the weirdest thing ever, is it is theoretically still the quickest way to infinitely farm gems in the game. That makes almost no sense, given that almost no one, like, later in the game farms gems that way. But from a infinite gem spawning, or, you know, farming perspective, it is still the quickest rate in the game. The only reason why it's considered bad for gems is because there are so many better ways to get gems without just grinding for hours. Of course, there's gold keys, glory keys, contributing to your guild. There's tribute, which makes up like a lot of it. Like, tribute's probably like the main reason. Tribute's like 80% the reason, if not more. What's the incentive of playing like an hour of Treasure Hunt when you can take your tribute twice, taking you like 1 minute over the course of 2 hours, and get more loot than if you did Treasure Hunt for an hour? Within what is ultimately like 1 minute. Yeah, there's a lot of rework they could do to Arena. I mean, to Treasure Hunt, I mean. And Arena as well. My biggest concern is when they finally do the Treasure Hunt rework, which is potentially next patch, like late February, early March, or sometime in March. But when they eventually do that patch, I'm concerned the same thing that happened to Underworld and the same thing that happened to Arena is going to happen to Treasure Hunt, where it finally gets this big patch, but it doesn't do enough. Because Arena already got rebalanced, like, what, a year and a half ago? 2 years? But it didn't do enough, so it felt like it never did get one. And Underworld kind of had the same thing, when it got, like, the whole Deep Delve thing and all that. They didn't bother updating, like, the final loot chest or anything like that. which could have drastically increased the wide range of loot it could have. Because really, you only get 2 drops and eventually 1 drop from Underworld. Well, technically gold as well. It's decent for gold. But ignoring gold, which, you know, you can get through many other means. Ignoring the gold, there's only 2 drops it does well. 1 are ingots, but you eventually hit a wall where you don't need ingots anymore. And the other, and technically eventually only drop that it has, are those cursed shards. Or not cursed shards, but whatever, those little purple shard thingies. The one that are needed for the Underworld to go craft everything. Or to go open the portals. Like, that loot isn't necessarily a bad material, but you eventually get to the point where you don't need more of that material. Meaning, essentially every single drop that is unique from Underworld eventually becomes completely useless. Meaning there's not much of a point in farming it thereafter. Obviously, it takes a while before you reach that point, but you do eventually reach that point. Yeah, Chaos Shards, that's the one. Cursed Raisins. Always make sure not to use the word cursed, even if I'm mistaking like what their actual name is. Just because it's really easy to confuse them with cursed runes. Or the Chaos Shards to be able to get the other thing. Comparatively. Anyways, let's take that over. I'll take that down. Get our convert. Are we not full mana? Like, we do have one-shot range. If you could ever hit a sculpt. You must do damage to one shot. It is required. Alright, we don't have a drop over there. We can try forward from Sky. We'll try it. We didn't get it. No! All the mana. No mana. Oh, let's take Explosion down. We'll do that. I'll convert all that. Take the other thing. Convert everything. So we'll go off the biggest threat. Which there isn't one. So we just click somewhere. There is no biggest threat on that team. And off there-ness. I don't know. Is it even considered Goblin? Because a Frozen Goblin is very weak. No one's playing Arena, you promise? There was a lot of funny polls around that. I think most of them show that on average, probably only like 40%, if not less, of the player base plays Arena. Even when there's an Arena event where you'd have the most incentive to even like attempt playing at it. Because there's been a lot of polls for it on the forum. We've also polled it in our own chat before. But there's been a lot on the forum. And I cannot recall a single poll that ever had over 50% for, yes, I play Arena. Or, you know, I do the Arena event or whatever the hell ever was phrased. You're kind of, let's see, that's devs depriving us of the timely... Yeah, I'm not sure why we didn't get a Vault event this weekend. There was originally a Vault event planned. You can even see that there was a Vault event planned. They literally have an offer right now that only runs during Vault events. I'm not sure, the only reason I can think of, and it was somewhat mentioned in their other posts, I don't think they mentioned it like directly, but it was kind of implied indirectly. But yeah, you can see this is a Vault event loot. Also, don't get them, they're all bad value. But also, I'm surprised they haven't added the third gnome to that list. But anyways, yeah, we were supposed to get a Vault event, but I think the reason why they didn't is because of Kingdom Pass. I think there were a lot of complaints in the past, like the 10 crowns kind of getting in the way of like doing the Vault event. So I think similar to how they try not to do a patch during a Vault week, or sorry, during a they try not to do a patch during an Arena week. Or sorry, I will eventually say the right thing. They try to not do a patch during a Guild War week because of backlash in the past, and I think they kind of have done the similar now, where they try not to run a Vault event during a Kingdom Pass event due to backlash that has happened in the past in regard to it. So I think that's the main reason they didn't have one this weekend, and pretty much the only logical reason I could think of, based on their post and I don't know, have they ever replied another repost to it? But based on their initial post, that kind of seemed like it. Anyways, what we're doing? Oh yeah, finishing Legends Reborn. Got like 15 more fights. Yeah, it has been 2 months. Normally it's like a 6-ish week period. And it was originally scheduled to be the 13th till the 15th, which you know would have been now. But then it changed. Also, oh no, our hero died. Whatever shall we do? Oh wait, that's not enough to kill. wait. Does that have 25% reflect? I don't remember because I don't use Centurion that often. Wait, what killed it? Was it 25% reflect? Oh, you have 25% reflect. Cool. I actually completely forgot about that. 25% score reflect is a weird trait. It, in theory, is really bad. But when it does value, it tends to do a lot of value. Because if you're just doing some damage to a troop, it's doing basically nothing. But if that 25% reflect is the difference between you killing and not killing a troop, it is doing a huge amount of damage. The problem is that's only applicable in those circumstances. And those circumstances are far and few between. But when it does happen, 25% score reflect's actually kind of not bad. I do feel like score reflect in this game is a bit too low. I think they did this mostly to balance other modes. But from a player versus player perspective, every score reflect that currently exists in the game should be at minimum double to even be remotely viable. Like anything that's 25% should be 50%. Anything that's 50% should be 100%. And there should be some kind of mythic out there that has like 200% score reflect or something. While having score reduction. Because that'd be cool. Like imagine something with 50% score reduction, but 200% score reduction. Meaning theoretically it is reflecting the amount of damage that their card says. But it would only be taking half the damage of what it says. So if it says it's doing 100 damage, it would reflect 100, but receive 50 damage itself. Like something like that would actually be pretty cool. There's nothing that does that currently. And even if that does exist, it's probably going to be under the category of mythics that are useless tanks, which is kind of funny. Even if they actually did something that strong, it would still probably ultimately get into the useless tank category of mythics. Somehow. Because that seems to what happens to all of them. Almost all of them. Like all of like the super tanky mythics. It's just a category that doesn't work that well. Yeah, Horde Mimic is one of those super rare things that is not worth getting. Zul'Goth was kind of like that when he first released. It was super rare. Well, like, comparatively at the time, because it was way harder to get 8 power orbs compared to these days. But it was super rare, but considered not worth getting back when you only had a one-time cast. But then they buffed him so much that he actually was worthwhile. And I'm not sure if they're ever going to do something like that with the Horde Mimic. To a degree, it's kind of good if they keep it really bad. Because it's a super annoying, hard to get troop. But similarly, once you finally get it, it doesn't feel like much of an accomplishment. Like it does because you can finally stop grinding him for the achievement. But it also doesn't in that, other than the achievement, you're getting nothing. Almost like Xenos. Like, Xenos is literally obtained only for the achievement, and for no other reason ever under any circumstance. And Horde Mimic's basically the exact same thing. where there's no usability to it. No kind of team building you do with it. It's just something you eventually get for an achievement. It's weird too because he originally accidentally had 65% reduction because he had like gold armor or whatever it was, and they removed it from him. And even with that 65% reduction, he was still useless. And afterwards, he was ultra useless. Honestly, they could give it 100% score reduction, it would still be unusable. Because there are ways to actually still do skull damage to something that has 100% score reduction. Because of how the math on skulls work. Which I do find very funny. You can actually see it happen during dungeons. I believe on Brown? Or was it Brown? Did we just do it today then? But on one of the dungeon days, there's a stone hammer that has 100% score reduction. And you can still hit him with skull damage. It only negates this number by 100%. It does not negate out every other number by 100%. So for example, Doom Skulls, Uber Doom Skulls, stuff like that. Those bypass completely score reduction because they get calculated in a different way. So even something with 100% score reduction will still die to like Doom Skull Burst or Uber Doom Skull Burst. It's the same reason why things that are entangled with 0 attack can still do so much damage. Same reason why you can still do so much skull damage to something with 100% score reduction. You're saving your diamonds to craft weapons. Yeah, you do eventually want to get around to crafting most of the weapons in the game. Some kingdoms start to require a lot of them. Like 12, 16, whatever other numbers they get up to. I think eventually almost like 20? I'm not sure if they go that high. I can't remember what the highest weapon requirement is for any kingdom. But I know it does get high. I normally don't pay attention to it because I already have it for every kingdom. Because we have every weapon in the game. So it's not one I tend to notice that much. But it definitely can be as you're like progressing to getting all the weapons. Or at least most of the weapons. Like some kingdoms have a lot of them. So let me see if I can even see what the highest requirement is. We might be able to see one on one of the kingdoms. I want to say it's almost 20? That sounds too high. It must be like 14 or 16. Because I feel like most kingdoms don't even have 20 weapons. Even ones with a lot of weapons. Yeah, right here. Upgrade broken... No, never mind. That's not the right one. That's the pet one. Oh no, where's one of the weapon ones? Do you have a weapon one? Yeah, upgrade 10 weapons fully. For 24 star. So yeah, it probably goes to 16 or 18 by the time you hit 30 star then. Because this one right here is 10 max weapons for 24. Which honestly isn't too bad for most kingdoms. Like if we check what that is for this kingdom. There's currently a total of 16 weapons and you only need 10 maxed. Which means you don't need the $5 weapon. You don't need either of the 2 Doom weapons maxed. I don't even have them maxed. And that still gives you 3 weapons of leeway. Which means you don't even need the 2 or the 1 paid one from what we currently have. Actually, there's even another one here. What am I saying? There's actually the one we don't even have yet. So there's actually 17 weapons for Zolkari, yet you only need 10 to have it max. Because I forgot, there's the other one at the end of the campaign. That we'll be getting the crowns for in a moment, but that's all the way out the free side. Anyways, what were we doing? Let's go finish. Did we finish the pet, right? Yeah. We did that, we did that. Let's finish Legend Reborn. So we can get the other pet that's available right now. And then we'll go get the crowns. Actually, we'll go hand out a redeem code after we go. Actually, wait, did we already hand out a redeem code? My brain. Though in all fairness, we've been streaming like almost all day. Like, I'm almost at like headache levels. Let's see. Take that one over. Oh yeah, I didn't hand out a code, just making sure. I didn't think I copy-pasted yet. Actually, do I still have the code from last night on copy-paste? I wouldn't be surprised if I do. I do. Alright, we'll take that one, convert. We'll get our destroy over there. grab the convert over there. Get our Zolgoth. We'll kill that just because it's going to cast. It's not worth it, but we'll still go for it. Are we finishing the Shushi game tomorrow? I was going to. At this point, it's probably going to be on Tuesday. But yeah, I was going to do it tomorrow. But then I realized I still had a couple things I need to get around to tomorrow. Actually, one of them's covering the Mythic video. But I have a few other things I need to get around to tomorrow. So I'm going to have to do it on Tuesday. But yes, I do plan on finishing the game. But if nothing else, I'll give some time to people to actually watch it if they're interested in watching the what's already there. Because that's the only problem with doing as well, like super long streams back to back. Is it's easy for people to fall behind because realistically, most people don't have that much time to you know, be watching at any given moment. So I'll give some buffer room there as well. But yeah, we'll be finishing it on Tuesday. We finished a good portion of the story. It's actually pretty funny. It has a really interesting art style and sense of humor. Still has a bit to go though. It's still in early access, so still needs quite a bit of work here and there. But overall, their baseline is pretty nice for the game. Like what they have established is pretty solid, particularly for an early access game. I feel like a lot of early access games are like way too bare bones, but it's pretty much almost like a finished game, just with a lot more content obviously needing to be added. Like you don't even notice a lack of content for the first half of the game. You start to notice it once you get like 8+ hours in. And even then, it's still barely noticeable. Let's go kill the web spinner for the final time. The very useless web spinner that for whatever reason is in final slot. You know what? We'll give it a chance to win. I'm going to kill his entire team except for web spinner. Just to give it some resemblance of a chance of winning. Since it's not by default in first slot. So kill out everything that isn't web spinner. And see if it can do anything to us. That'd be funny if I accidentally devoured web spinner there. Alright, let's give web spinner a chance. We'll even give him some skulls. There we go. He took a skull. Oh, we'll kill him on the following turn then. Actually, we'd almost kill him right now. Should we? We'll just do it. Goodbye. There we go. And down goes web spinner for the final time. And we can finally go max Tyree. Remember when Tyree was good? It's been a while. Tyree has pretty much not been good since the game launched. And the only reason she was good then is she has a way above average base value for attack compared to what existed at the time. Compared to what exists now, that's not even that above average. But based on when the game launched, what are we looking for? Oh yeah, duh, it's already automatic. Oh, why am I looking at Tyree to upgrade to Tyree? It's our pet. There we go. Oh, I will eventually click that. Why would... What design choice? Who approved this? Look at this menu. Why is this a thing? Like, make this thinner or something. Like, make this a little thinner, make that a little thinner, make that a little thinner, put those two right there where they are. Like, it should look almost like this. Actually, there's no way to really adjust it, like, with how, but you know what I mean. Like, it should be, like, right here, with all of that, like, squished together onto the left. Anyways, I'll take that. I will eventually click that orb on accident. It hasn't happened yet. But it will eventually happen until I fix that UI. A very weird design choice. And there's a little bit of gems from it. Anyways, let's go into the code. Now that we got the max Tyree pet. Let's see, where's the code section? Dig it up from here, grab that over there, put that over there. And there you go. There's the redeem code used on gemsofwar.com. Underneath the game code section, your invite code can be found in your settings menu, whatever game says right over there. Redeem code is right over there in chat. Copy paste random numbers and letters starting with PE. And it gives the same word as always: 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy, everyone. Oh, so you know what I almost forgot to do yesterday? Though I remembered when I was playing it slightly off stream last night, is I actually didn't do the 150 kills on stream for the 100 gems yesterday. I knew it was our objective, and I just assumed we reached it. But we were actually like 7 kills short or something. Because I was just playing some off stream. And then I just saw a random notification like, you got 100 gems. And I was like, oh, I forgot to go do that. Even though I literally mentioned that at some point during the stream. Just forgot to finish it off. Anyways, let's go get our 10 crowns. Let's see. We'll throw that in there. Yeah, that menu is very weird. They made a lot of weird troop menu changes, which I'm kind of scared of when they start like tweaking menus, because I've heard from people in Puzzle Quest 3, though I haven't seen a lot of changes there, but I have heard that they ruin a lot of the menus there, and they're starting to do that to Gems of War. Like, they're trying to improve menus by making them worse. Kind of like how they nerf troops by buffing them and buff troops by nerfing them. They're trying to make troop or any menu in the game look better by making it worse. It's a very interesting design philosophy. I'll catch you later, Clip Bomb. Thanks for stopping by. So I haven't taken any water. I went through like 1.5 bottles when we were doing the other stream. Also, it's kind of funny when we don't do it with webcam, because I'm so used to having webcam on streams that, like, you know, I normally don't have to say when I'm drinking water because you can visibly see I'm drinking water. But I sometimes forget when I don't have webcam up that you almost have to like say that you're drinking water so that other people know that you're drinking water, so that there isn't just like a random silence out of nowhere for like 20 seconds. Hey, let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure why they separated leveling. That was like one of the weirdest one. Like the 2 weirdest by far is why on earth are the buttons overlapping in the pet menu? And why on earth did they separate souls from literally every other means of upgrading? Like, would it have hurt to put 1 more tab there? To be like, here, you can do souls here. Like, you already have a billion tabs. Just add 1 more for souls. Or, you know, for leveling of the troop. Yeah, most people would assume we drink vodka. I have never had vodka. Oh yeah, the sun has pretty cool troop art. We got quite a lot of them when we were opening Volkeys earlier. It is from the very random Volkey drop table, though. I believe you also can craft a troop out of it. I can't remember which one. But there's like some kind of troop that is required. That requires the sun in order to craft. They used to do that for all tarot cards and then magically stopped out of nowhere. Which was a very weird change. Because back in the day, which isn't even that long ago, a couple years ago, every tarot card would have some kind of purpose. Like, you would get the card, and then it would be used to craft into something. But for whatever reason, they stopped doing that Like, they did it for several months and then never did it again. Where they kind of set the precedent, like, oh, we're going to do this for every tarot card, without actually saying it. And then just out of nowhere, like, never do it for another tarot card again. Or it seemed like it was a core mechanic of tarot cards, and then just, like, magically disappeared one day. How many more crowns do we need? We need 3 more. Well, we'll get lucky on them. Oh, so I think I might stop after we get the crown grind. Yeah, next week we actually have a surprisingly high amount of events for Gems of War again. This was a bit of a tamer week compared to the other ones. But compared to all the ongoing events and everything else that's going on next week. Though I guess anyone trying for Journey leaderboard didn't find this week to have that little. Because while the Journey event is done very quickly, if you are not one of the people doing 20,000, it takes forever if you are one of the people doing 20,000. Because of course everyone who hasn't, who just does, you know, like the tier 4 or something similar, like because of everyone else doing 20,000, you can end up getting it by like Monday or Tuesday. Even if you were just doing the average amount from everyone else trying to go for leaderboard, or not for leaderboard, but more so the achievement. Which I'm glad I got that done a while ago. It's definitely a complete waste of gems and something you wouldn't want to do until way later. But, you know, eventually people get the reserve to do it, and then they do. Is the Vault event next week? No. I believe the next Vault event is after the Kingdom event ends. And the Kingdom event ends in, what, 22 days? Whatever the timer says on the thing. It'll be like the Friday after this, I believe it is. The Friday after 22 days, 4 hours, and 55 minutes from now. Which is what, 27 days from now? Wait, is it really that far? Wow. That'd be early February then. But yeah, if that is correct based on what they said, early February. Because it would be the Friday after that, which is 27 days from now. There's 22 more days for the Kingdom event, and then the Friday after that. Which would be the longest duration in recent time between Vault events. It's not the absolute highest that has ever existed, though it is among one of the higher values between time and time. I want to say the longest was almost 3 months, though I can't remember when that occurred. But I know we've had some pretty big gaps before, between gaps. Or, you know, gaps of time between Nomapaloozas. It always gets so confusing. Because I feel like the conventional, like, abbreviation for Nomapalooza or Vault events is GAPS, or, you know, GAPS. But I always use the term gap without ever referring to Nomapalooza, but, you know, the actual word gap. And it gets very confusing. Because I never refer to Nomapaloozas as Nomapaloozas, but most of the Gems of War community does. So whenever I say gap or gaps between something or something similar, like it almost sounds like I'm saying Nomapalooza, even though in almost no context am I ever referring to Nomapalooza when mentioning it. Oh, I need one more. Hey, there it is. What's kind of funny is it can't deny every skull, so we just get the win automatically. Perfect. Yeah, we'll claim our loot. So many useless spider links here. Well, there's some deed books coming up. Got the, oh yeah, the max spider on the 45th one there. We also have, of course, the tarot card, which, it's not that good. And the legend that I still don't understand what this is supposed to do. Eliminate 4 magic, or drain 4 mana, or steal a bunch of life from an enemy boosted by web enemy gems. It could do all of those, and I still don't understand why the troop is so weak. Even if all 3 of those happen simultaneously. And it creates a web gem every turn. It's only 1, too. It's not even like 2 web gems or something. It's a very strange troop that does nothing. Anyways, guys, I think I might wrap it up here for now. Just redeem code we got earlier. I guess tomorrow we do a little bit more arena. Maybe not like an exceedingly high amount, but you know, maybe enough to get the writs. Which would be like 3 of them then. So I might do that tomorrow just to kind of wrap up arena event. And if you haven't already, don't forget Legends Reborn. Final day to do that is tomorrow. You got 1 day, 4 hours, 51 minutes. Aside from that, of course, same for gosh, the other thing, the journey event. If you're going for achievement or anything, make sure you hit your 20,000 before the end of the time, because if you don't, you won't get the achievements. And a lot of people have been going for that, of course. Surprisingly, only 2 people from my guild. Though in all fairness, most people from my guild probably already have it, so obviously once you have it, you don't go for it again. But, so that kind of makes sense. But do make sure to hit that goal if that is your goal. And I'll catch you guys later. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. As I mentioned earlier, we will not be doing the Dave the Diver stream tomorrow, but we will finish it out on Tuesday. And I'll try to post that onto the video as well. And aside from that, we should have a Gems of War video up tomorrow. Probably going over the new Mythic. I've been meaning to cover that, and we should have time to do it tomorrow between things. And we'll have our standard Gems of War stream tomorrow night. And hopefully we'll get the Monday video up on a reasonable time. Though the only reason it didn't this week was just because what tends to happen is, you know, if you stay up late for it, and then I just crash, and then that just moves everything over. So this time for tomorrow, I'm probably just going to sleep ahead of time, and then just do it in the morning, because that normally just works best. Just to make sure we don't sleep through it from exhaustion. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Stay safe out there. Stay warm. It's been getting pretty cold. And I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.